Hi, good morning, Mr. Lassisi. All right, so I believe we can, I all have our attention, so we should get started immediately. So today there are two news events which we are expecting. In the course of the night, 12:30 a.m., National Core CPI from Japan was released. So that's already a past event. Good morning, Mr. Akman. Good morning. Who else? All right, you're the next person. Good morning. So National Core CPI from Japan already was released, and of course, of the night. So the only other two events for today will come up in the afternoon, and that's the core retail sales and retail sales from Canada. Those are the two tradable events that is left for today. So that will be in the afternoon analysis session. I may just touch on a few instruments that I'm looking at to react to that news later in the afternoon. But for this morning session, I have just two instruments also to show us. And the first instrument I'm going to show, all right, is related to the Canadian dollar, which will happen in the afternoon. But from the technical angle, this is what I'm looking at for this instrument. Now, somebody was asking me about my view for the GBP cards yesterday when we had the afternoon analysis session, and I said that I was holding a bearish outlook, and you can still, and I gave my reasons why I was bearish. Excuse me. And I still maintain that bearish outlook. And it's all from this rising wedge pattern that we can clearly see on the weekly time frame. With the fact that last week closed as a rejection candle at a confluence point right here. So technically, we are looking at a downward GBP card this week. Yeah, it's been a slow one. I mean, it's a weekly outlook, so it's actually taking some time to evolve. But what matters is that it will move for quite some distance. And I said yesterday I was seeing a head and shoulder, which will trigger a further bearish movement on this instrument. So if by this afternoon the news from Canada is released, the data from Canada is released, that's a core retail sales and retail sales. If it comes out bad for the Canadian dollar, that trigger a further bearish movement in GBP card. So a negative data from Canada is what is expected to trigger this move, this bearish move on the Canadian. Sorry, if the data, pardon me, I just mixed it up. If the data comes out good for the card, rather, if it comes out good for the card, the GBP card, will drop. Let's quickly look at what the core retail sales will entail. Core retail sales is the change in the total value of sales at the retail value, excluding automobiles, and actual greater than forecast is good for currency. And on the other hand, the retail sales is the change in the total value of sales at the retail level. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So if the data comes out good, both of them coming out good for the Canadian dollar, that is, if we have a green data, then card will buy, card JPY, card CHF will buy, or GP card is expected to sell. If on the other hand, the opposite is what happens, the data comes out bad for the Canadian dollar, then the card will sell, and the GBP card will buy. But I have a long-term outlook on the GBP card, so I want to hold on to my bearish outlook based on that I'm seeing technically on the higher time frame. But then it's still possible to enter into this trade early if you're a day trader, because it's possible that with the market activity before the afternoon session. And how to do that is there is a support. We have a valid support level over there. Just a second. Okay. Okay, I think I will advise, I think I got it mixed up. I will advise you wait for the news for this one. News is actually what will trigger more of this. Like I said yesterday, I still maintain my head and shoulder pattern outlook here. Is it GBP AUD or whatever we talk about? Yes, but I'm bearish on both of them. General. Now for the GBP AUD, yeah, that's the one I'm looking at now. We had the news from Australia yesterday. Sorry, the news from the United Kingdom, and we were expecting a sell, but the news came out. Actually, what the forecast and the pound went up, and I said it will hit the resistance, and from that point we might experience a reversal. Now it actually hit the resistance, and what I'm seeing from media now looks a lot like a double top pattern. So it's on the daily time frame, but I'm anticipating a reversal, on this particular instrument. And if I take it down to 4 hour, see the last few candles have been bearish, and this is the 1 hour outlook. All right, I got it mixed up. Is this one I wanted to mention? But despite that, I'm still bearish on the candle. But we can take this one before the afternoon if the market breaks out. All right, so we can see that we have a trend line right here. And we are seeing that price is trying to reverse. I mean, yeah, it's a reversal. Now, if price breaks out below this trend line in the course of today, it can trigger itself on the GBP. Yeah, we couldn't trade it because the data, as in yesterday, because the data didn't come out as expected. But I told us from 10 candles that there's still a strong possibility of itself. I can't break trend at the back. So if a new candle opens below this trend line because of the can trigger itself. RSI is just trying to cross below 50. So at the point of the entry, your RSI should be clearly below 50. So I'm bearish on the GBP. I want you to watch this. Also, bearish on the GBP. We're also bearish on the GBP, but we want to wait for the 50 or trade that. So that's my first instrument. Then I'm looking closely at gold also in the course of the day. Now, gold, over the course of the week, we've seen some uptrend, and I'm telling you honestly that it's also trading at a confluence point where the trend line from the weekly time frame, where price just got stuck at that point over there. Currently, it's forming a kind of a reversal pattern. If you take it down to the 1 hour time frame, we have a rising wedge on the 1 hour with a head and shoulder pattern, right? So we're expecting price to break out below the neckline to trigger a sell. That's the neckline region. So once a new candle breaks out below this level, you should expect a sell. It may not be so much, Reason why I don't know whether gold is actually driven a lot by fundamentals, political issues. So recently, at the beginning of the week, there was an attack on Gaza by Israel. That actually fundamentally should trigger a bullish momentum. So if gold does not break this neckline region, so it will go back in the direction. But for now, let's just maintain that bearish outlook, except for any further change in the market. So I still hold the technical, a bearish technical outlook on gold. But let me just put it on two sides, just in case that does not work out. If gold breaks above the high, then we may continue to see a bigger bullish movement. But for the interim now, I hold on to that bearish outlook because of the head and shoulder and the confluence region that we're having here. So I'm awaiting a breakup below the trigger, even if it's on 30 peaks, 20, 30 peaks. That will be a good one. So this is the seller zone, and above here will be the buyer zone. That's if the sell doesn't work out. All right, so that's my view on gold for today. All right, so that's going to be all for analysis. If you have a question, you need to check any specific instrument, you can post it, and I can quickly check it out for you. Euro USD. And please don't forget today is Friday. So in the afternoon, there could be some erratic movement in the market or some price going against original trend. That usually happens on Fridays. So I will encourage you to trade with a lot of caution, especially if you are doing swing trading. Yeah, you should very take a lot of caution. Now for Euro USD, this is Euro USD on the daily time frame. Price hits this resistance level and start some bearish movement from there. And on the 4 hour, okay, earlier on this would have just been taken as price breaking out below the trend line for a sell, but currently, the structure is evolving into a double top pattern, and price is currently trading around the neckline region. So this is the neckline region. Price is just at the neckline. So if a new candle opens below this level, see a sell. But like I said, if you are doing swing trading, trade with a lot of caution. Usually price goes against trend on Fridays for swing trading. So except you're doing day trading, and even at that, still trade with either day or swing, just trade with caution because from the afternoon, there will be, even though the trend might be bearish, price may reverse back because of the end of the week movements in the market. So I will advise you trade this with a lot of caution. If a breakout happens between now and 12 o'clock, why not? Yes, catch some 10, 15 pips, 20 pips, and be out of it. It's not a trade you want to stay, too long in. Yeah, even if it's a swing, it comes out as a double top swing. Yes, it may still sell next week, but it may trade it on negative before price continues into the other direction. So trade with a lot of caution. All right, I think about anything is Akman. Any other question as we round up? BTC USD. All right. Please, if you're on the platform today, you don't have an account with PU Prime, kindly head over to our website, www.puprime.com, and open a live trading account. All right, so look at BTC USD and Euro USD from Madam IG. Sorry, Euro AUD. Okay, Euro AUD. All right, I hold a bearish outlook on Euro AUD. One of the instruments I think I mentioned at the beginning of the week, and my bearish outlook still holds, though I can't guarantee whether it's going to trigger or move as much as I expected this week. Sometimes these things can, it's not a, for me, the swing setup, it may trigger next week more than what we've seen in the course of the week. Why have I been bearish on the Euro AUD? This is the reason. On the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that we have a rising wedge pattern, and price has done its a series of higher highs and higher lows, and prices back to the upper trend line. So technically, we expect a reversal. And in combination with that is the fact that we now have a rejection candle here that closed last week. Anytime you have a rejection candle, it signifies a possibility of a reversal. Yeah, this week price seems to have been a bit bullish, and the reason for that is because this rejection candle from last week, is still a green candle. So that tells us that there's still some element of some bullish pressure, and that's why we still ended up having some bull this week. But I believe that probably possibly from next week, we will still end up with that reversal. When you have this kind of candle on a weekly time frame, it signifies the very strong potential for reversal. So I still maintain my bearish outlook. And on the daily, we really don't have much, much insight into what's happening currently. We're not getting much clarity. Let's go down to 4 hour. even on the 4 hour, except that we may observe here is trying to form what looks a little like a double top pattern. If that holds, that might lead to the breakout anticipating. But whether it breaks out as a double top or not, I still maintain that bearish outlook. So if for one reason or the other you found yourself on a trade on this, I will advise you to cancel. The way sync works, it doesn't. If you're doing swing trading, your trade can last between a few days to sometimes a few weeks. So that's where the patience and waiting comes in, because you're anticipating a bigger move. So I still maintain my bearish outlook. ADT. And finally, I'll look at the BTC. You're welcome. All right, so this is a BTC USD. Let's tap our top down from the monthly time frame. Nothing much on the monthly, even on the weekly, daily. All right, so on the 4 hour, we can see there's a descending trend line over there. It's a descending trend line here. 4 hour. On the 1 hour, we've seen some slight bearish movement. Well, nothing really is too much on this. What I can just say, okay, let me still look. Okay, I think, yeah, I think it's better this way. Yes, all right. So we have a descending trend line and a rising wedge pattern. All right, so that's just saying it all. So RSI currently is at RSI is at 50. Yeah, that's a critical point. So we'll be anticipating a bearish breakout on BTC, but currently our RSI is below 50. So we'll wait for price to clearly break out below the lower trend line. New candle to open the lower trend line. From there, we'll see a bearish movement. But the confirmation is that your RSI must clearly be below 50 when that happens. So I hold a bearish outlook BTC. Mr. Joshua Corey, I've done the analysis on gold and I said I'm bearish on gold. Maybe you joined a little late. Solomon is asking about GBP, JPY. You're welcome, Belumani. Right, GBP, JPY. All right, yeah, this is a good one. On the daily time frame, we can see that price trending downwards and price has touched the trend line the third time right here. Technically, that should give us some bearish movement with a resistance. So this is a very strong confluence, you know, But then this already happened. So what is the next thing? Because in the last 2 days, we saw a bearish movement due to that particular setup. So today being Friday, what do we expect on the GBP JPY? Okay, I think what is happening now currently will be a retracement, and there might be, it's not, today is Friday, anything can happen, but that's what's happening currently. That trend, I believe that trend is not yet over, but then we may just have to patiently wait for a continuation. All right, so if price is able to reverse and break this lower trend line, we may see a further bearish continuation on GBP JPY. But you see, the thing is this, usually Fridays, market may go against established trend. That's how the market works. So if the established trend is bearish, we might see some possibly some bullish movement. Now, if I say there might be some possibly bullish movement, I did not give a buy signal. It's just, what I know may happen. It's not like it's guaranteed. So I will advise, if you want to trade it, still maintain the direction. If it breaks out downwards, look for an opportunity to sell. And that's still what I maintain with GBP And if you check through the peer, all the GBP pairs we looked at today, the GBP card, the GBP AUD, they are bearish. So that tells you that it's a measure of weakness on the pound. So you only trade it when a breakout happens. Happen between that 12 1, fine. And still look for an opportunity to sell this. All right, so that's for the person asking about the GBP JPY. I think that should be the last one. All right. All right, so trade safe and enjoy the rest of the day and have a great